everyone is not on because I know some people are working. But we have an amazing opportunity to have Mateo on the call. So get your pens, get your notebooks ready, and just make sure you really bring in all of the knowledge that this guy has. All right. I've just seen him from afar the last couple of weeks, and I was like, dude, like I can't keep up with this dude. Like he's showing off every single day. He's showing up in the classes. He like this dude is not doing only English, he's doing Spanish, all right? He's doing Spanish and English at the same time. You know how hard it is to doing double languages at the same time, just educating everyone in this company. Like this guy is truly special. So if you have any Spanish business partners, send them into his sessions because I know that this guy is amazing. I know he's a super good trader. And I'm not gonna bring up anything else because I'm just gonna leave it over to you, Mateo. Thank you so much for joining this call. Thank you so much for showing up and giving us the value. Your co-host, so you can just unmute and take it away, brother.
Hey, thank you so much, Sebastian. I feel like what else can I say after that? It's like it's like he's saying so many good things, but he's probably not taking into account how his trades are freaking cute, like amazing. And the way I'm surprised because he always send you guys like in a screenshot of what he's seeing, what he's following. I don't do that. Like I don't do that. And he's always like showing you guys why he's trying to do, why he's going on that trade, and like giving you guys all the ideas and the steps. I don't do that because I feel like that's too much work. I'll just send you like the numbers and then bye. Good luck. God bless you. But he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. So thank you, Sebastian. I'm so happy we're both part of the team. I'm happy we're working together in this, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here with you guys. It's not so early. It's like 1 p.m. right now, so I'm already awake. I was actually following the graph for a couple minutes, and well, we have a stop loss today, but it's okay. We actually something pretty cool about what we have been doing with the Spanish team is I've been doing this for the team for so long. My our best month so far was June. We did 31% of the account. That was the net profit. That was the best month we have had so far this year. It's not usual. Make sure past results are not going to guarantee future results. But it was a great month. It was a great month. Last week we hit a 7%, if I'm not mistaken, 8% of the account. So the way I trade, I don't count the amount of wins or losses versus peeps. And I want to make sure this is different, this is clear. A lot of the trades that we send, of course, they are going to have 50 pips as a stop loss, 150. But the way I see it is every trade I go into, it's a 1% of my account. No matter the size of the stop loss, no matter the size of the take profit, it's always going to be a 1%. And then my TP is always going to be at 3% of my account. So before getting or jumping into a trade, I want to make sure that my 1% is actually related to my 3%. So my entry point is I'm willing to lose 1%, and that's where the stop loss is going to go. And then I'm willing to win at 3%, which is where the TP is going to go, right? So my trades, that's why it's kind of easy never to be in I don't know, in a bad rage or whatever you want to call it, like having like you're not going to lose your account following those trades just because if you hit if you hit the take profit, then you're gonna hit a 3% of your account, whatever that amount is. And then every stop loss is gonna be 1%. So we have three bad trades. It only takes one to get back to where we were. So if we have a good range of like three TPs, four TPs, we're already in a 12%, we're already in a 10%. And that's kind of the mindset I work with. It's of course now what you guys have to do. Sebastian has an amazing way of doing it. His trades also have a really small stop loss and a huge TP, which is what I'm always looking for. My stop losses are going to be small no matter what. If the opportunity to trade is there, then I'll take it. But if no, then I'll just let it go and we'll wait for the next one, right? I've been doing this for 7 years now. My worst day has been 40K. That's how much I lose in just a single day. And that was before I started like taking trading seriously. I don't know if you guys have done that in the past, but I was learning. I pay someone and then I learned and I was like, oh, I already know how to do it. I'm a super good trader. I can do this myself. I'm gonna do this myself. And then I start doing trading the way I was. thinking I was doing it. And then it was good for a couple of days. He was actually working out, and I was like, wow, I'm such a trader now. I'm doing this amazingly. And one day I lost 40K, and that was the day I stopped and I was like, okay, seems like I'm not as good as I thought I was. And then I start taking trading seriously. And that's why I'm so strict now and direct with all the team that we work with is you have a plan, you have a goal, and that's it. You don't follow anything else. You don't do anything else. You don't overdrive. You don't over risk. You don't overtrade. And that's something that you guys are going to see in my classes. In my classes, I'm always focusing on hey, this is the trading plan. This is what you're going to follow. This is how many trades you can take. This is how much percentage you're going to risk every day. And this is what we want to get to, right? So it's really up to you guys. Sebastian, I think that has done an amazing job teaching you guys trading and teaching you guys how to do everything. But we cannot control how much are you going to risk in every trade or how many trades are you going to take every week, every day because of course we have so many good traders. Don't get me like everybody here is amazing. Everybody has a different way of doing it. So I get that we can get the feeling of like, oh my gosh, 10 trades, 15 trades. The more trades, the better results, the better it gets. Not really in trading. And this is always something I said is in trading, always is not always better, right? More is not always better. It's just to the point, to the goal, and if we can achieve that goal, that mindset, then that's all we need for the month. So, for example, for me, my monthly goal is already set, so I'm done for the month. Like I can generally stop trading and still be achieving my goal because I did it last week, which was the first week of the month. But I'm still doing it, trying to find entry points for you guys and for the whole team, because of course my goal is different from their goal, right? Uh, so yeah, on my classes, because Sebastian wanted me to talk about that. On my classes, guys, I'm trying to teach you guys from the scratch, from the beginning. Like I know with the Spanish team, there's a lot of new beginners. So they don't know how to trade, they don't know what a pip is, they don't know what a candle is, they don't know what trading view is. So I'm taking it from the beginning. Like we're starting from the scratch, basically. But if you guys already know what you guys are doing, if you guys are already in a different level, which I'm assuming you guys are because you're following Sebastian, then you can probably skip the first classes because the first classes are, I'm talking about trading risk, I'm talking about trading plans, I'm talking about mentality, I'm talking about mindset, which is the only difference I think, and this is just personal, between all the traders that are actually living out of trading and the ones that are not, is because we have a trading plan. And that's just me. I feel like with all the guys that I work with, they are really good at checking the market, like coming out with some trade ideas and things like that. But the only reason why they fail is because they don't know what they don't have a trading plan and they don't have the capacity to say, I'm done, like I'm out. Or they don't have the capacity to say, you know what, I reached my goal, I'm out. And that's the reason why my first two classes are this is what we're going to do, this is what you're going to follow, and this is what you have to focus on. If you want to make money out of trading, then you have a plan and you stick to that plan no matter what. Even if you want to go for 50K a month, if you want to do for 10K a month, if you want to do $1,000 a month, whatever that amount is achievable. The only issue is you have to have a trading plan that is realistic, that is also challenging, but where you can have a daily goal and a weekly goal and a monthly goal. And for me, that's a 5% of my account. So if I do 5% out of the market because I have a specific goal where I can get to in a year, which is what I've been working in, right? I also have more other accounts that I just play with them for the candies. That's how I call it. As I like to have multiple accounts where I can take money for traveling, I can take money for my daily basis, I can take money, and then there's my serious account, which is the one I have where I'm actually trying to accomplish um where I'm actually trying to go to the next level with that specific account, right? So questions, guys. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing the whole talking. And this is not a class. This is a team meeting. This is where we all interact with each other, call each other's out and see what we can do. So yeah. Do you guys have any questions? Anything? No? Okay. I don't know what else was I supposed to say. I'm finishing my master's in finance, if that matters. I'm actually in the finance industry and a financial advisor for companies, and then I do finance advisoring on the side. Um, in case you guys are, in case that matters, I feel like in the trading industry, there's a lot of traders that they have a really good strategy, but they don't have any background in the finance industry, in the market, and like in actually the real market, and that's why I I jump into that. I went for that in school. Frederick says, um, when you lost, what change did you go? Okay, that's a great question. And honestly, um, um, okay, okay, now we're getting questions. Okay, okay, perfect. Now I feel like we're doing something here. Frederick, I feel like when I got to the 50K to the 40K in losses, I feel like I was gambling somehow. I feel like I was thinking that I knew what I was doing, and I feel like this is a common issue in new beginners is we come to class, we take one or two classes that we think we know everything. Like I have seen so many cases where a student comes to me and sends in Telegram because I don't have that private. I'll probably will do it soon because it's so many messages. But when they send me like the chart and they said, "Hey, I'm checking the market right now. I can see a sell here based on your strategy." I'm like, "Bro, all we have to talk about so far, it's like managing risk. Where do I go for a stop loss and a take profit? Like, I'm not giving you any confirmations yet. I'm not saying anything, but you're still thinking you know how to do trading now." And I feel like I was just like that. I was like, okay, I came to two classes. I'm using the indicators. I don't have any indicators any right now, but when I start trading, that's all I saw in every chart, like 50 indicators. And then if the Power Rangers said this, and if Thor says this, then I'm going in a buy or sell. That's what I used to do, but now I don't use any indicators. But the point is that after a few classes, I was like, I know what I'm doing. This makes sense, and I'm gonna start taking this to the next level. So I was trying to get $1,000 to 100,000. I made it to 50K when I lost the 50, so I was halfway through. But the point is that I did it in like 6 months. So I was actually gambling in 100%. Trading is a long run. It's not a race, but it takes time to change an account for 200K to a million. It will take anywhere based on my plan to anywhere from 1 to 2 years. But I was doing it in 6 months. So that's when I take it seriously because I was like, I'm gambling here. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm wasting my energy, my time. I'm crying for no reason because I pursue this. Like I was pursuing um, failure because I didn't have a trading plan. I didn't have anyone following up, and I didn't have someone guiding me through the process. I just paid this guy. He said, "Pay me this much money. You have 10 classes, and then we don't talk again in our lives." And I was like, "Hey, you know what? Fine, it works for me." So after the 10 classes, I was like, that wasn't enough. So I pay him again after I lost the 50K, and I did it again. And then we even right now we do have a monthly call with him where we go over my trades, we go over my results, we go and check everything that has been happening for the last month on my account to see if, even though it's been 7 years since we started this process with him, he's still my mentor in this trading plan, in this trading life. And I still need help. Trading, it's something that evolves with AI, with technology, with how markets are doing, with how presidents are working right now between countries and things like that. Market is going to change. So we are always learning and we're always finding new ways and better ways of doing it and more confirmations, making sure everything it's set up for success. So that's when I realized that I needed to make a change. So I paid the guy again. I stopped doing what I was doing and I didn't trade in a real account for 2 years after that happened. I did 2 years of back testing. So there is a software where you can pay, you do back testing. Everything is measured, everything is counted. It obviously was real market. And then after 2 years, he told me, okay, I feel like now you're ready to go back to real life. And then from there, results were, of course, good enough to say I'm going to be able to leave out of trading for sure. Um, so I hope that answers your question, Frederick. You know, I can go deeper on that. Why do you like trading NAS and US30? That's a great question. So the strategy I use works for everything in trading. Cryptocurrencies, it works for indices, it works for Forex, it works for everything, right? The only reason what I do NAS and US30 is because I'm an intraday trading. I don't want to wait for too long to get out of the market, and I don't want to also be on the market for seconds. And NAS and US30 are the only ones that are going to give me the possibility to go 1 to 3 within hours based on my experience and based on what I have done. So US dollar, S&P 500, gold, cryptocurrencies, all of them, the strategy works for them. But if I apply the strategy with them, that means I'll be on the trade for longer than a few hours. And I don't like that. I don't do that. I want to make sure that my trade is off. It's out of the market before I go to bed. Like I don't like going to bed having an open trade, which I have in the past. But I like to make sure that, okay, I'm going in because of this, and I'm expecting to be out within the next 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. With the other pairs, with Forex, gold, or S&P 500, I don't have that return of 1 to 3. And if I don't have 1 to 3 return, then I'm not in the trade because it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just me, right? It's just me. So that's why I'm so specialized on that. Also, because news make such a huge impact in this particular in indices. Whenever we have a president say something, whenever we have something going on, if they say something and I actually was anticipating that, then that's basically gonna boost my trade to TP really quick. Another thing is because I'm in the finance industry. I'm aware, I'm sure you guys know what NAS is, what S&P 500 is, what US30 is, but they all represent the how successful and how great the economy of the United States is going, of how the companies in the United States are going, right? So because they represent how good Apple is doing, how good Nvidia is doing, how good Microsoft is going, Tesla, and all these things, it's a lot easier for me to see and to know because I'm coming from a finance background to know if things are going to go up or things are going to go down, right? So in this, like currencies such as USG, JP, JBP, and JN, and all this, they're based on a lot of other factors. But when it comes to US30, NAS, S&P 500, all I have to look into is just we call it the big seven, which is the biggest seven companies in the index. In this case, it will be Tesla, it will be Google, it will be Microsoft, Nvidia, and then it's really easy to know where am I going in the long term? And because I know where I'm going in the long term, it's a lot easier to go to the short term. So it just gives me a lot of more tools to make such a more informed decision. Trading, it's all about probabilities. So I just want to get in a trade when I have more chances to succeed rather than risking money. I hope that was a good answer. For how long have you been in the finance industry? I do 2 hours a day, um, most of the times, 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. my time. That's all I do. However, when I'm doing financial advisory, which is I'm getting in calls with business owners, going over their cash flows, statements, like sales reports and things like that to see how they are doing. I'd like to also have, so I have multiple screens here. So I also have my trading view here open because I know what's going to happen. I know what I'm waiting for. So I just set some lines on the trading view, wait for that, and then I jump into my call with my client and see how I can help. So I usually spend just 2 hours focused on the market. But when I'm doing financial advisory on the side, I'm also, and I do that because I love helping people. It's just who I am. It's part of my personality. So when I'm doing that, I also have my charts open here with some things that I take into account before entering into a trade. So I'll say just 2 hours, but I honestly have the chart open most of the times. But if I already hit a stop loss or my daily goal, I don't care if I have a good trade, I'm not gonna take it just because I'm done for the day. So for example, today I'm done for the day because I hit stop loss and that's 1% of my account. So I'm out. So I don't have anything open right now for the market. What I like about the finance industry, when I was a kid, I have a really hard childhood. And I'm gonna summarize that to the point that we used to go to bed multiple nights with just water and a bread. And that was hard, that was painful, and that definitely have such a huge impact on my life when I'm like, I'm gonna help people to change their lives and I'm going to make them know that it is possible to achieve dreams, to achieve goals, to go wherever they want to go. So traveling for me was always a dream, living whatever I wanted to, going to Japan, like doing all these fancy things would sound like impossible when I was a kid. Like on Christmas, we never celebrate Christmas because it was sad seeing everybody else getting presents and we didn't. We were just like, cool. I mean, it's another day. Birthday parties, we never have those. So when I was growing up and I was getting in myself this mindset of I'm not gonna let this happen to anyone else that I know because it was sad, it was frustrating, and it was a hard childhood. So um, that's the only reason why I got into finance and trading as well. I'm like, I'm not gonna work in a normal job. I'm not gonna be a normal person. I'm not gonna do normal stuff because normal people, they don't change the world. They don't have a huge impact on others. And I saw my brothers and I saw my family and I was like, I love my family, don't get me wrong, but I was like, I don't want this. Like, I don't want this for my future. I refuse to live like this when I grow up. So I start working really hard, saving some money, I start paying for like I got into Amway, I got into Organo Excel and a lot of things in Colombia trying to find ways of making extra money. And then I jump into trading in one of those attempts, and then it definitely changed my life. And because I love trading, and now I have the funds, I decided to go for finance because I wanted to know what was behind the charts. Like we all see the charts, we all see the graph, but what's behind that? Like what's happening in Nvidia that it's making the economy of the United States going up? What's happening in the S&P 500 that is going up? So I don't want to only depend on the candles, even though they tell me 90% of what's going on, but I also want to know what's the background behind the scenes. And also because I want to work for Wall Street. If you guys don't know how much they pay or how much money you can make earning earning just a 1% of the capital they can give you, we're talking about millions of dollars in revenue for a trader who can manage capital from JP Morgan, Citibank, and banks like that. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish. That's my goal. I want to be able to invest in in the market that way. I want to apply for the guy that I met last weekend. I was in a conference. He manages $50 trillion for JP Morgan. And for that, I need an MBA. So I'm like, you have to shove them a background like 10 years of trading. So that's what I'm like hitting for. And then you have to shove them like a lot of statistics and a lot of diplomas and a lot of things. So that's what I'm trying to hit. He says, you know how much is 1% of that a month? And like, you don't have to tell me. Like, I can just imagine. And he was like, yeah, it wasn't easy, but it was totally worth it. So I can change people's life with finance, trading, and I can also change my life, my family's, and have such a huge impact on people that we can all dream big and we can all go for big. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. Um, what market did you start trading at? And for a beginner, what market would you recommend for from your view? Honestly, it really goes to how do you feel more comfortable? And the reason why I'm saying this is there's a lot of people who they love gold. Like they love gold. And gold, when I started, gold was the best asset that I was trading in. Like gold was paying me so good and so quick that I was so happy about gold. I don't take gold anymore. I don't touch gold at all anymore. I don't trade with anything else now. So it really depends on what you feel comfortable with. There's some people who want quick wins. That's gold. That could probably be crypto. There's some people who it's low burn, so they want to take time, and that's probably NAS, that's probably SP 500, that's probably US 30, or there are some others that I used to trade with, FRA 40. And then there's a lot of other assets that you can trade in. I will definitely say, Frederick, that first you have to start learning what the graph is, what the charts are showing you, and then you will start falling in love with one specific pair or one specific thing. I know a lot of traders that they only trade one pair. That's all. And that's what I love about trading just US 30 and NAS is I know what's going on. Like I know what was happening last night, and because I know what was happening last night, I have an idea what's going to happen tomorrow. I feel like if I trade a lot of pairs, I'm not gonna be able to keep track of what's going on. And I feel like this is just life. It's like, okay, I'm following this snake all the way around until I can get a bite of whatever she's eating. And I see the market that way. I'm following up, following everything that is happening. So when everything is perfect, I'm set up for success. I can go in, take my bite, and get out of the market really quick. I have seen some profits that from 15 days ago, they were like in 15 minutes, and we hit take profit in 15 minutes, which is great. But some trades are going to take a few hours. But the thing is, when we're set up for success and 100% sure that I can go 1%, because I know what I'm going after and I know I have every confirmation for that. So if you want to know and start learning is low, my classes will be good as well, just because we're doing a trading plan. We're learning about risk management. We're learning about the potential of trading. So I feel like when you jump into the chart and you jump into the graph and trying to understand everything, you're missing out the point of why are you there? Like, where do you want to get to? Like, what are we missing? Like, do we have a goal? It's like you buying a ticket without no place to go. It's like, I'm buying a ticket, yeah, but where are you going? Why are you buying that ticket? What makes you feel like you need to take that plane in order to go to that place? And I feel like that's trading for a lot of us. It's just like, yeah, I want to make money. Let's go, 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 go. But where? Like, how much do you want? Like one of my classes, we spent almost a lot, like the full class, saying, how much money do you want? And people was like, I want a lot. Like, I want a huge amount. How much is that? Okay, now that you have a single number, when? When do you want to reach that goal? If now that we have a when and how, or like how much, now we need a why. Why do you have that goal? Now that we have a how is the trading. Now that you have a how and a when and why, let's split that into months, weeks, days, and let's work through something because now we have a plan. So if you don't really know where you're going, it doesn't matter what direction you're going, right? So we need to have a plan. So I would recommend starting with a plan, trading plan, an idea, how much and where and how. And I'm doing that in my classes. If Sebastian did that on his classes, then go to his classes and find that information because I feel like in trading, that's definitely the right way to start learning why you're here, where do you want to get to, and when. That's super important. How do you handle the weeks with weeks of losses? To be honest, I never have a week where I don't go in when I'm not in profits. Since I start taking trading seriously after everything I have done. So I could have like let's go back to that. I could have one or two trades that are bad. Let's say Monday or Tuesday we hit the stop loss. But if I have a TP on Friday, that's 1% of my account. So I'm still in profits. And usually I take 3, 4 trades a week, and I only need one of the four to actually make them break even. So, but if I had a week of losses, I just have to go back to the last month and check my results for the last month and understand that because I'm seeing it from the big picture, from the big perspective, trading is not a racing, and that's something I always make emphasis on. It's not racing. It's not how good this week was, how good last week, how good the last 2 weeks. Is hey, what was the goal for the year? Oh, I wanted to do a 40% on the year, or 20%, or 10%. Okay. Okay. What was the goal for the month? It was a 5%. Okay. Last month I hit 13%. I'm just making an example, and my goal was 10. So I'm over my goal 3%. So I'm also okay if I'm not getting the 10% this month, if I'm only getting 7, because at the end of the day, I have a 3 more from last month, so I'm still in my goal. I'm still doing good. And also keeping in mind that on June we did that huge crazy month. So even though if I got wrong this month and I get in loses this month, I still have that month to back up everything for this month. So trading is not a race. Trading, it's a job, a daily job that you can only see from far. What do I mean by this is you can only see the results if you check monthly results, year results. Like literally if you see check and you check real year results, yearly results, you're gonna be like, heck yeah, I don't care if I have a bad month. I feel like we all do. But the yearly results of the big picture is what actually allows you to say, you know what, I can handle losses. You know what, losing money is okay. If we embrace the losses, we are telling the universe that we're prepared to embrace the wins as well. Because everything is about deserving and attracting. Um, yeah, thank you. Great answers. Yeah. I don't know if I missed any questions, but yeah, no, this is a beautiful journey, guys. This is a beautiful journey. It takes time for sure. It takes tears, like believe me, big tears. And Sebastian seems like the guy who is invested in the market, and I feel like that's definitely a quality and a skill to have and to admire in someone. And I actually have this here. Um, on my desk, and it says, oh, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. It says be obsessed or be average. And the way I see Sebastian, I can see he's obsessed with the market for the way he does things. And I feel like that's a quality of every one of the educators we have here. They are not average. And if we were average, then we wouldn't be here. So if you don't want to be average, it's a matter of understanding that will take a lot of work, a lot of tears, but from you to are getting started, it's a lot of discipline on knowing that you don't know anything. And if you know something, it's not everything. So you gotta say, I'll follow. Like the guy I was learning from, I'm learning from still, he said, you're not gonna be on a real account until you prove me 2 years of actually good results and a demo account. And I was like, bro, that's 2 years. Like, you know how much work it's gonna be? He said, if you're not gonna make that, I'm not gonna give you the chance to keep working with me. So it took me 2 years before saying, okay, I can actually do it now. I can actually try now. And I get an approved. So a lot of you guys, not you, like a lot of the guys that I talk to in the Spanish market, they are like, okay, so let's go. This month we're gonna do 10,000, 20,000. I'm like, it took me like 5 years to actually say, I'm going to make that. And yeah, we're helping you out, but we also have to be realistic. It's the pattern where we are, Sebastian and the other educators is different from yours. And because of that, it's normal that our results of the way we see things and perceive things is different. But you can get there. You can get there. It will require a lot of work and a lot of things, but you can get there. And you guys have a solid team. You guys have one of the more solid teams that I have ever seen here in Akash. And it's for your leaders, is because how committed you guys are, how committed Sebastian is. So if you guys do the right thing, you guys are gonna kill it. You guys are gonna get far. And as I said, Sebastian one day and the other guys that we're gonna see each other at some point and be like, you know what? It was all worth it. It was all worth it. And we changed this life, this life, this life, and this life. Always remember that the first life we changed was ours. And that's probably the most important one. So, hey, cheers to Sebastian and to you guys and keep it up. There's no reason to step aside and see others succeed. You guys can be part of this, and you guys are part of this. It's just discipline, having a trading plan, and never playing with that. That's what I think, Sebastian. I don't know. You're the boss, man.
Whoa, whoa. Thank you so much for that call. I think everyone got some amazing value. Let's give it up in the chat for Mateo. Yes, thank you so much for jumping on. And that was like I got so much value, and I'm also an educator. I forgot I was an educator at one part. I was like, yo, like this guy is spitting bars. It's like I need to start following this dude. So thank you so much for joining this call, just sharing your story, sharing your journey, and we're super grateful for having you in the company, and I feel like a lot of people here in the Scandinavian market is gonna tune in for your sessions, tune in for your classes, and just taking your trades because you're an amazing trader and amazing person. I'm super happy and grateful for working with you and be able to have that contact with you. And I see that our future is gonna go far. I know that AkashX future is gonna go far, and I'm super ready to lock in for the last 2 months now in this community in AkashX to really start off the next year in an amazing spirit. So, guys, that's gonna round off the call for today. I hope you got value. I hope you got some knowledge. And again, thank you so much, Mateo, for jumping on and spreading some value. With that, we're gonna round off. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Peace out. And as always, ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.